Hey guys, Fat Man is back. Marlin 60. This is the sear. And it's, you're not going to see it, but the edge here, right here, is what mates up with the hammer. And it's kind of a, it's supposed to be kind of a knife edge. It's a really hard steel, so you can get it pretty honed out pretty nice. This part here is what makes contact with your disconnector. So what I'm going to do to the sear is I'm going to stone this a little bit. I'm not going to get real crazy with it because I don't need to. And then I'm going to polish the sides of it so that everything moves really smooth. That mating surface is probably the most important, and you don't want to really screw that up because, well, I started working on my hammer, but you can see that notch there in the hammer. That's where the sear has to mate into. And I've got it pretty straight, and I've got the front of the hammer polished. I just got to do a little touch up on the backside here, and that'll be good to go. I find that these sharpening stones that came with my Smith's sharpening kit, they got some little wings on them, and if I cut those off and flatten it out real nice, they work great for a lot of gunsmithing things. So I'm going to set this at an angle that I can see it, and since I'm half blind in my old age, I got to get my buddy out here. I am not going to go nuts on this. This is not something I would do if I did not have locally available parts. That is looking pretty darn good. I'm just going to, now this is the fine stone from that same sharpening kit. Now I just used the coarse one just to get the really rough stuff off it. That's a little bit better. Now I'm going to grab this is 600 grit wet and dry. I'm going to grab one of my flat files from my jeweler's file kit. grab some 1000. Concentrating again. That's iced tea, by the way. It's a little late in the day for coffee. I'm pretty pleased with that. Now you can always, take some metal polish too and go over it that way. So, just so you can kind of see my eyeball. Somebody's got to try to text me. There you go. I know you can't see that stupid thing. I wish this thing would do what I want it to do. But you can kind of tell it's shiny anyway, and I know the camera's not going to make it look like it really is, but it's straight. So I'm just going to polish the sides of this and finish up my hammer, and then we'll move on to the bowl. So I'll be back. Sorry about that. That plate weighs more than I wanted to bring down here. Otherwise I'd have it in my shop already. So I got my disconnector back in there. Works great. I did, on my lifter, I polished just this spot because it sits up against another part. So my hammer is all polished. My sear is done. And we're ready to put the action back together. So, I'm just going to kind of do this over here. Just give everything a little bit of light oil. I don't want a lot of juicy stuff on here. So, now this piece here, I'm looking at what would be the left side plate, and that cutout needs to go to the left. Now in theory, I've heard you can take out one coil from this spring, but I'm not going to. But I'm going to show you what a bear this is to put back together. Just because it truly, truly is a bitch. Pardon my bad language. And have your wire ready to go in there, because once you get it to that point, you don't want to have to diddle with it again. It's not a great big long ways that it's got to go, but it's far enough that you don't want to have to do it twice. Oh, better put my disconnector spring on. Almost forgetting the order that I got to do things here, because there is an order to it. And this is just like the Glenfield action, so I should probably just save you the pain and agony of watching me reassemble one, because it's exactly the same. So I'm going to do that. I'm not going to share that with you because you've already seen it, and if you haven't, refer to that video. So I'm gonna let you go here. I'm gonna finish putting this together. And when I get ready to move on to the bolt, I'll get back with you. So I'll be back in a bit. All right, guys and gals and whoever else is watching. Action's back together. Nice and polished rails. Hammer's nice. Sear is nice. This thing trips like there's no tomorrow, man. I can't get my finger in there. My fat finger. Trip. Brakes clean. I like that. Alright, so we're going to set that aside. I got to clean my stone. And then we're going to move on to polishing the bolt. I'm going to polish the sides, the top, the bottom, inside this channel here. I'm just going to kind of clean it up a little bit so that our bolt charging handle works better. We clean up inside, you know, the charging handle all the way around. Put it back together. I might have to touch up the bluing on the charging handle a little bit. I want to take out some of the machining marks because this thing's ugly. But that's going to be for tomorrow because I don't have time today. We will catch you later. Thanks for watching. Stay safe. God bless.